So firstly, stress might come out from many areas of your life, be it you're a working adult or you're schooling or you're just idling, right? So for stress, it could come from your projects, your work, your family, your relationships and friendships, right? For me in this case, I might have sleep debt, right? So I don't really go to sleep on time. So my cortisol levels are like fluctuating. They don't know like when it's supposed to peak or not, right? So important thing, I know it sounds like I'm nagging, right? But I think that sleeping enough is very important. And you must stick to like a sleep schedule also. So what I notice is my stress usually comes with anxiety as well, right? So what I try to do is I will try to remove myself from situations where I endlessly think, because it's an endless cycle in here where I think and I think and I think and I think about emotions, think about my thoughts, think about emotions and thoughts. There's like this problem solving approach that I always use. Uh, the thoughts, the emotions, the actions. So I realized, hey, I'm not really taking action here. Shit. So I'm gonna take action and go and list down everything, right? So I realized that, okay, my strength and anxiety tends to come together. These are my emotions. But what are my thoughts? It could be because I don't know what to do during the holidays, or I'm stumped because of the sheer amount of work I still need to get done during the holidays, despite ending school already. And I have like so many work to do, so many deliverables that I need to submit by a certain month. Overwhelmed. The root cause is overwhelmed, and being able to label what exactly is causing you that stress and anxiety is a good starting point, right? That is self-awareness, and that's understanding yourself, right? So what are some mindful techniques that you could possibly deploy? Okay, so from my experience, right, I'll tell you what works and what does not. But it's very different for everybody. Okay, so for me, what works, and sometimes I use this as well, it's the 3-3-3 rule. So you list out the 3 things that you see, 3 things that you hear, and 3 things that you can move or touch. For example, uh, 3 things that I can see my table, my wallet, and my phone. 3 things I can hear, my voice, my fan whirring, the wind, right? What can I touch? I'm touching my yarn, right, that I'm using for crocheting. I'm touching my knee. Another thing that I could touch, possibly my pen, right? So these are 3 things that I have to use my mind power, to distract myself from thinking about that loop, to stop myself from the loop and to deviate away. So I think the 3-3-3 rule is very good, right? Especially when you're outside and you're feeling that anxious and panic attack, shit, I'm like brooding and brooding and brooding. So it's good to list the stressors. This is also to help you to establish control over your life, right? Like, okay, at least I know this much, instead of like, I'm stressed out, I'm stressed out, I'm stressed out. Okay? Another thing is to vocalize it outwards. It could be as simple as talking to yourself in the mirror. The moment you start to vocalize, right, you want to form sentence structures about how you're feeling. And it tends to include a proper approach. Could I possibly remove myself from such a stressful situation if it's not urgent work? I can. So I'll remove one task from every day. And that's removing myself from a stressful situation. Or, I don't know, maybe another stressful situation could be my room is very messy, right? Then what will I do? Can I remove myself from that stressful situation? I can. Tomorrow, I'll plan like 1-2 hours to clean up my shelf. That's work in progress. If the project is due in 3 days and there are like 3 slackers in my group and one other hardworking person, what will I do? Will I just tank everything myself? Or would I try to find a pillar of support with her? I would do that. I will reach out rather than I myself suffer alone. Even though I'm stressed out already, I'm like in that self-sabotaging feeling tendency. But should I do that? no, I should not. I know that that would not do me any good. If I go and self-sabotage and try to tank everything myself, when I know that if I reach out to her, there's a chance that she might support me as well. And she might also be feeling that tendency. What if I don't reach out to help her, right? It can also be jotted down in a written manner, as long as there's an output of what you're having in your brain towards an outward source. That is a good starting point. Sometimes I also do exercising, right? Just a few days ago, I was stressing out, you know, because of work. I was sitting there like, man, I'm stressed out. I was like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I was like, how about I go and jog? If I'm feeling some self-doubt, and that self-doubt came with stress and anxiety, then I should just go and exercise. So I went to jog, like what, 2-3 km. Then I came back home, and I'm not that sporty, so I was panting, right? And I realized that it was a good job, because it not only helped me build up my confidence, because it provided me with evidence that I actually could run to my target, right? I could fulfill my target. And it also helped me to stop thinking about what I was thinking. Okay, another thing is don't neglect your regular meals. You need your nutrition, okay? You always need your water. You always see me carrying my water bottle around. It's very important to have the right nutrition. And these days, I've been actively trying to eat more veggies. I am the number one veggie hater. I hate veggies, but I'm trying my best. And I believe in you as well. So don't neglect your regular meals. And nowadays, I have been researching on ways of taking in magnesium, zinc, iron, vitamin C, as well as and vitamin D. Yes, but this is just research, and I still need to look it up lah. Another thing that could possibly help you is to have good support. Right? It could be your friends. It could be by allowing yourself to look up for sources online. Maybe if you have siblings that you're on good terms with, or your parents that if you're on good terms with them as well, try to find a pillar of support. It could be anybody in the social circle. And even if that's not counted, there's online sources as well. Anything that could possibly calm you down, right? So my last point would be this, which is actionables. And honestly, this is the most effective method for myself, right? Because it helps me to make progress, or at least I feel like I'm making progress. Again, this comes back to taking small steps. Like if I'm feeling stressed, what will I do? I'll go and meditate. And meditating means sitting with my thoughts, holding my thoughts. Okay, I'm stressed. Why? There's a lot of things I wanted to do, but I didn't finish today. Okay, then what can you do about it? I will compensate for tomorrow. Another thing is I realize that I overestimate what I can finish, and I tend to estimate the duration wrongly. There you go, you're sitting with the thought. Process it. Then what can you do with this thought? Throw it away. If you want to concentrate better, what will you do? You will shut your eyes. You want to breathe to make sure that you're in the present moment. And that's how meditating would work in for me lah. So a lot of times when you sit with yourself, listen to yourself, listen to your thoughts that are running around your head, it will usually lead to finding actionables, right? So that is how I usually solve my stress and anxiety. So that's how you can deal with stress and anxiety. And that's all. Thank you. I'll go back to crocheting. Bye bye.